If we can't play Smite because the servers are down, let's go over a tier list, shall we? Seems like an acceptable idea to me. So, we can either do a support tier list or we can do an entire tier list. Let's do a support tier list, particularly just because a lot of people have been having trouble with the whole concept of support right now, right? Like, there's been a lot of issues with that. So, let's move all the gods who are not going to be viable, even pretend as support. We'll get them out of here, you know. If people have like tried to play them support before, then we'll leave them up here. But we're pretty much gonna get rid of all of this nonsense. So no Apuash, no Loki, no Scylla, no Agni, and her Willis can stay, Bacchus, Sura can stay, Kabrak can stay, no Cupid, no Yi. Kuma stays, even though he's ass. Getting rid of all these gods because they don't support. Okay. This is going to leave us with a hodgepodge of gods. Alright. This is going to leave us with our hodgepodge of gods. So, let's go through this. The list is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be top to bottom, left to right. That's how we're going to read it. From the top is better, from the left is better. Also, a quick shout out to DmBrandon and, of course, the Juice community for this website, of which we would not be able to do this without it. So, let's go. So, talking about who are the strongest supports right now, okay? So, the strongest supports right now are typically high crowd control, level 1 clear oriented gods. So, if you can clear level 1 really strong, if you can, if you have large amounts of CC that you can bring to the team, you have that frontline presence, you have that tankiness going for you. Those are all big, important features right now. They have always been important. The level 1 clear is even more important because now when you level 1 clear, you can go do the mid camps after the wave. But in order to do that, you have to clear the camps first to get to the wave, to clear the wave fast to get to that. So lane clear is a really important right now. So, one of our top gods is going to be Ymir. Get blown out of here. Get out of here. Your top 3 that you're looking at right now is Ymir, Athena, Sylvanas. These are really your top 3 supports right now. They're pretty much on a level all of their own. There's really no way to get around it. Athena clear at level 1 is amazing. People seem to forget about that. Her 3 does like 140 base damage or something. It's like 60 plus 80. Sylvanas, AoE auto attacks. You do the root. Lots of clear, you can clear the red camp, you can reset it a little bit early to make sure you get it all the way over there. And of course Ymir's 2 plus auto attacks, insane clear. All 3 characters have huge level 5 potential. All 3 have giant CC abilities. What Sylvanas lacks a little bit in massive crowd control from a regular skill, he makes up with a heal. And so that really does help them out. One of the characters that's actually out of the top role that's been there for a long time is Geb. While Geb is still very strong, he has lost this like very top slot type role, right? So, moving on to our next tier, we're looking for Sobek. He's somewhere. Sobek is kind of right off of the top right now. Super strong, decent level 1 clear, right? His level 1 clear is not bad. His kill potential in lane is really high. His rotation skills are pretty good. He has good CC. He's got a good big money ult, which is good for securing objectives right now. That's another reason why Ymir is really strong. His ultimate is great for securing objectives now that Hog has been nerfed into the ground. Those are all fairly important right now. Right after him is Geb. Geb is not up here because of his clear, if you will. He's not up here because you're going to win the early game, because you're not. The reason why Geb maintains relevance is his mid to late game team fight is pretty much unmatched by any other character outside of maybe Athena. Geb's shield is arguably the best support skill in the game. He has a stun, which does percentage damage. He has a knock-up. He has a slow. Everything about the character is amazing. The only problem is his early game clear is fairly lackluster. Alright, looking towards our next guy. They might be on a tier all of their own. Nobody down here. Freya, what the? Freya, go away. I didn't even see you. No Freya. No Chang'e. No. Okay. Ares will be like, yeah. He'll be like, eh. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. Moving on. Our next tier. So those are our top 5. You got your top 5 supports. For our next, a little bit below where we just were, we're going to have Ares and Bacchus for two actually similar reasons, I suppose. Not even very different. Ares and Bacchus both have awful clear, if we're going to be honest. Neither of them can clear waves. Neither of them can clear jungle camps. Neither of them have particularly amazing rotation times. What they thrive at is killing gods. That's their big calling in life. They both have gotten a bit stronger with the ability to grab pen boots. If you get pen boots, all of a sudden you're doing a lot more damage, particularly Ares Change and Bacchus Ult. Those two skills do a lot more damage with early 10 pen. If you get behind, though, on Ares or Bacchus, it is very hard to get back. It always has been. It's a little bit easier than it used to be now that they reduced the kill and assist gold /XP that you get from kills /assists. So it's not quite as bad, but it can still be very difficult, especially if you're trying to go pen boots and then you get behind and then you have to go Talaria boots and now you don't have the pen anyway and you're one of these characters and it was like, what's the point of going this character? So that's what you have to be careful about. Alright, let's get all these weird gods away from here. Alright, starting off our A tier. Where the hell is Kumba? We got Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is very fine. He's very okay. That's like the way that Kumbhakarna should be described, is so okay. He is so average that it hurts, right? He's just like, yeah, he is not bad, but he is not great. The biggest thing about Kumbhakarna is he actually has okay clear, right? People underestimate his clear, but he really just doesn't bring enough to the table. His lane clear, the problem is his lane clear is also his getaway skill. That's like his big problem. For what the lane clear does, it's also its getaway skill, and then you're just this big, fat, right? You're just this big, rotund slob. And you just suck. I hate Kumba. I admit I'm biased against Kumba. I apologize. I actually hate Kumbhakarna. I think his kit's incredibly boring. He yawns, which makes me yawn, and then I think about yawning, and then I yawn. I don't like yawning. I don't like Kumba. Odin. I love Odin. He's actually the exact opposite of Kumba. He has great lane clear. He has great potential. Odin is actually a big counter pick right now. Works well against healing comps. He's pretty good against Sylvanas. Okay against Ymir. Really good against Ra, Xbalanque. All these different characters. So You just got to make sure that you pick him in the right situation. You can't early pick Odin like you can early pick an Athena and know that you're going to be fine. But his lane clear is absolutely incredible. Wukong. This patch hurt Wukong a little bit because one of the big things you were trying to do on Wukong was snowball. You wanted to get an early kill in lane. You wanted to get a rotation off, grab another kill. Now you have enough to go power boots after power boots. You were like, oh, I'll go Urchin after Urchin. I might even go Jotun's Wrath. Like, you were going this really aggressive build. Now that they took that away, he's just not so good anymore. I've been trying to work it in just because I love Wukong so much, but he's really not in a spot right now that he should be getting picked over other characters. Like, well, how many characters? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. That's 9 characters above him. When there's 9 characters above you, that's when you're pretty much not getting picked anymore. You know, he doesn't even have like a niche situation where he's acceptable. You know what? We never use this A+ section, and we're gonna put Fenrir here because Fenrir is better than Kumba, Odin, and Sun Wukong. We got Fenrir up there in the A+ section right now. He's at a weird spot. His level 2/3 kill potential is still fantastic. He's a wonderful god. He does a lot of damage. He obviously drops off in terms of tankiness. So if you're going to be picking him, you need to make sure that you have frontline elsewhere. You have a Ymir in the jungle. You have a Sobek in the solo lane. You know, something else. You got to make sure you're getting your frontline elsewhere because Fenrir's not going to be your main source of initiation frontline. Other than that, though, I mean, pretty strong character. Hunkules. Hunkules actually pretty much stayed the same throughout this entire patch. I'm not very good at Hercules, gonna be honest. If you can play Hercules really well, if your name is Trix Tank, like, Hercules can be a very top tier type god. If you're really good at him and you want to play him support, go for it. I've seen it work. I continue to see it work. It's just not going to be seen on me. So, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses, right? Understand who you can and cannot play. Alright, then we got Chalk. Chalk support, actually not that bad right now. His lane clear is incredibly strong. One of the few characters that, depending on your hunter, you might even be able to contest Odin. Odin's going to full clear the wave, but at level 3 with your 1 and 2 combo, you're also going to full clear pretty much the entire wave, except for the melee minions. So, if you can somehow get your hunter to clear the melees, you can probably fight Odin, because your fight's going to be better with your skills down than Odin's is going to be with his skills down, because you're going to come up way faster. Not that bad, really. Not that bad. Next, we're looking at Kabrakan Pro. Guan Yu Kabrakan. They're close enough, doesn't matter. Looking at Kabrakan. Aurora actually very strong at playing Kabrakan right now. Honestly, I don't understand how he is. I don't think Kabrakan's that strong right now. But seeing Aurora play Kabrakan makes me put him up here. He just really understands the character right now. I'm starting to understand the character less and less in the current meta. His clear is okay. His tankiness is alright. His initiation is meh. Really good situationally against gods that have dashes. Medusa. Agni. Gods that can't jump over a wall. Gods that get stuck in it. Apwash. Kabrakan destroys Apwash. Right? You throw down your ultimate. You use your 1. You dominate him. Really not that bad. Next up we have Guan Yu. Guan Yu, unfortunately, really was hurt by the Bluestone, nerf a couple patches ago. You pretty much haven't seen Guan Yu since then. Having damage plus mana sustain on Guan Yu was so important for the warrior role in general, honestly, for all of them. You still have good lane clear with Guan Yu is one thing, though. Talon Assault is still great lane clear. The problem is it's not great lane clear against, like, Athena and Ymir, because both of them can take you out of Talon Assault fairly easily, and they're like top tier supports right now. Although he does still do very well against Geb, because you can't get knocked up within Talon Assault, so that still goes over very well. Ultimate's still one of the most damaging abilities in the game. Also very strong at level 5, good level 5 fight. Problem is you're not going to be that tanky. One of those characters you also have to go get more frontline with. Thor support has actually gotten a little bit better this patch. You throw down an early ward at their red buff. You see that they're doing red buff. You invade them with Thor. You invade them with a Thor with a creeping curse. You have plus 45 power because they have 3 people there. They get creeping curse. They are not moving. You start to spin. They start to die. His invade is super strong. His laning phase actually not bad with spin, because spin knocks back minions. So you can do it on the archers, knock them back. They won't hit you. They'll pretty much die. Good ganks. Good pressure at mids. Good jungle clear. Really not that bad right now. I don't think I've lost a game yet with Thor, actually. So, I mean, he's pretty strong. The only problem is, of course, he is negative frontline in terms of support. Yeah, you can build him tanky once you start getting into it, but you really need to have like 2 other frontline elsewhere in the game. Neja, same kind of thing as Thor. Fairly strong level 1. You hit your ring toss, and it actually does a shit ton of damage. Level 3, super strong power spike. If you can clear the wave, sash somebody, use your ring toss between the 2 people, they're going to be practically dead in the lane, if not dead already, especially if your hunter is somebody like a Neith or a Medusa that can put out a lot of damage as well. Really, really strong, actually. Really not that bad. Alright, moving away from supports now that you would probably presume to see in the role. We're going to start getting into some weirder stuff. First off, we have where did they go? We have Bellona and Osiris. So Bellona and Osiris are both characters that I would recommend playing in not the support role, okay? I want to throw that out there. They are both incredibly strong in different roles. Those roles being, say, jungle, solo, not support. But as far as support goes, they're still not bad at it. I don't even necessarily think that it's because they make okay supports as much as it is these characters' kits are so strong to begin with that you put them in any role and they're just going to default be okay just because their kits are so strong. Like, the characters are inherently so good. They both have strong level 1s. They both have the slows. Bellona lane clear is not that bad with her 2. Osiris has a really good mana sustain, actually. You grab mana pots, health pots at the start, you're going to be fine in terms of mana. You use your 2 to clear. Not the best clear in the world from Osiris, but a really good fight. Just keep fighting him over and over again. Really good bruisery fight. Osiris drops off a little bit harder than Bellona towards the late game, but Osiris has a really large kill potential early. Particularly on characters that don't have getaways, like Ymir. Okay, now getting into some really strange things. You know what? I'm going to bring Zhong Kui up here because I played Zhong Kui in a competitive setting in Brazil. He deserves to be on this tier list. So let's put him in B+, but he's not quite as good as Isis. So these are going to be our, pretty much all of our mage supports are going to go right here. Where's Afro? All of our mage supports kind of fall in this role of B+, where you're not quite trolling yet, but people are just kind of like, hey, what are you doing? I feel like that's God for mid. That's not a God for the support role, right? And they're right. I mean, they're not wrong in that regard. Isis actually has amazing clear. So does Zhonghui. That's what makes them actually okay in the support role. They have really strong clear. Zhonghui actually gets fairly tanky because of the passive stacks. But the best thing about Isis right now is the fact that she has her ultimate, which is now actually pretty good objective secure. Now that, Hog has been nerfed. So, not the worst case situation there. As far as Afro goes, she has an impossible laning phase. Think of her as like a really bad Sylvanas. She's a squishy Sylvanas that heals aren't as good and cost more mana. If you can make it through the laning phase and get to the mid game, you're going to be okay. But understand that you have no initiation potential. You don't have a Spirit Ball from Isis. You don't have a slow / ultimate from Zhonghui. You're not going to be able to have that stuff. So you pretty much sit in the back line and heal. But in order to do that, you really need to make sure that you have, you have to make sure that you have other frontline on the team. All right. Getting into our really, really strange supports. We got Tyr. So a lot of people that watch the stream know that I really like Tyr. I think Tyr is a great character. Unfortunately for the support role, it's so hard for him to get his clear off. You get Athena taunted, you Ymir frozen, you get Sobek plucked, you get Ares chain. There's all kinds of counters to his clear in lane. Even if you do clear, you're super out of position. If you want to go clear by doing by getting behind the archers and clearing towards the melees, then you get poked up by the hunter on the way. It's just so hard to do anything. So you instantly lose the lane. You probably didn't clear the jungle camp that fast. Your rotations are okay. Your objective secure is okay if you can get the support off with your one. Your passive is amazing in terms of getting stuff because it's only 1 second max CC, but it's just so difficult. It's so unneedingly difficult to play that character in the support role. Just so unneedingly difficult. Hoonbats. Hoonbat's another character that you wouldn't want to play in the support role. You'd want to play him in the jungle. But as far as clear goes, not bad. His 2-3 combo, not bad clear. He's got a slow in his 1. It's also mobility. His ultimate's really good CC. He does a good bit of damage. If you can get an early kill early, maybe you go heavy hammer. But you really need Hog, so you have to get heavy hammer after your first thing, which is kind of awkward. But, not the worst, but, okay. The problem is you're super squishy, even if you build tanky on that character. So, that's the problem. Wheelish. Her entire support concept is I'm going to kill you in the lane, and if I don't, I'm going to lose the game. That's basically what she does. Feather Step, level 3 power spike is really strong. She looks to knock you up with the 3. You accidentally get hit from the side, you get knocked up, then you get 3, then you get knee throughed, then you're dead. So, kill potential is what she's looking for, We're getting down to the weird and nitty gritty, dude. The weird, really weird picks. Hades. We're throwing Hades and B. Hades, okay clear. Okay sustain because of the heal. Okay kill potential, level 5. The problem is, people start to buy beads. People start to get heavenly agility. People start to get Aegis. You have to start building tank because you're the tank, right? So you're not doing any damage. Your ultimate does no damage anymore. Your 3 does no damage. You're still getting blown up because you're popping your ultimate and you're standing still. You don't have the items you need to do damage. You don't have any presence. Nobody's scared of you. They look at you and they laugh. Poseidon goes, ha 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 ha. And then he crackens you and then you die and you have no friends because you're Hades. The rest of these gods are pretty much all assorted. We can just even put them over here. Just assorted yonder. They're all kind of on the same tier of, these are all pretty much characters outside of Amana that you're just looking for kills in the lane with. I've played almost all of these characters, in fact, all of them as support before. They just don't work. Any character on this list is not even like possible in this like realm of support, and even those ones are on the list, which means they're like the craziest of crazy in terms of support, but you should not be playing them. You know, it's just not something you should be doing. It just really shouldn't be happening. But that is our official tier list that we're looking at right now. For support, really all that matters is S+, S, S- tier. That's essentially what you're going to be seeing within the competitive scene. So that's all you really need to be paying attention to. But hope you guys enjoyed the tier list.